Have you been trying to conceive, but you feel like you're hitting a wall? Let's discover the number one reason so many women struggle with fertility and how you can start to change that today. So, the main issue when it comes to infertility comes down to ovulation issues. This is affecting as much as 13% of females of reproductive age. And when it comes to ovulation issues, the biggest player is PCOS, also known as polycystic ovarian syndrome. So, signs of PCOS include things like missed periods, imbalanced hormones, cysts on the ovaries, and even excessive hair growth. All things that can leave somebody feeling despair. Understanding your body is really the first step to taking control of your fertility. But what if I told you that there's a natural way that can effectively deal with PCOS relating to infertility? In our method in the clinic, which we've been using for over 20 years, we have what we call the Fertility Flow Method. This really consists of two steps or two parts to treating infertility, especially with things like PCOS. So step one really does a few things. We use herbs and formulas that break down cysts on the ovaries or other types of adhesions or abnormal growths like fibroids. But ultimately, we're using herbs that improve blood flow to the pelvic organs and bring down inflammation. All of this creates a more welcoming environment for conception. Step two is really when we're using other herbs that are more designed to balance hormones and to strongly stimulate ovulation. And it might be surprising for you to hear, but the current meta-analysis that we have show that Chinese herbal medicine is twice as effective than hormonal therapy for fertility. If you're curious if our two-step process, the Fertility Flow Method, is right for you, you can find out by taking a 1-minute fertility quiz. We have that linked in the description below. So there are a number of things to look at in terms of lifestyle when we see that somebody has hormonal imbalances that are ultimately leading to fertility issues, which is classic for PCOS. Now, what I'm going to touch on here is really true for all areas of health, and I'm going to discuss something that we call the 4 pillars of health. And the best way that you can think about this is imagine a chair with 4 legs. Each one of those legs represents a fundamental aspect to how we live our lives that can either engender health or, unfortunately, do the opposite. So one leg would be exercise. Another leg would be diet or nutrition. Another leg would be the sleep and the quality of the sleep that we get. And lastly, of course, very importantly, is the emotional balance or imbalance that a person feels on a day-to-day basis. Now, each one of these subjects is massive unto its own and would require its own set of videos or books written on it. And in fact, there are, and you can look those up and research those. But just start by a quick analysis, and you'll know, are you eating well, or are you eating a lot of junk food and processed food and sugary foods? With PCOS, it's really important to balance the blood sugar. Next, how's your sleep? Are you getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night? Or are you not getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night? You're getting 4 hours or 5 hours, or you're sleeping all over the map. That's another thing to consider. Are you moving your body at all? Getting any exercise? And lastly, how are you feeling emotionally? Do you have thoughts going in your mind all the time, brooding on these thoughts, ruminating on these thoughts? Are the relationships in your life balanced and healthy? Are they not? And of course, nothing is going to be perfect in any category all the time, but we want to be seeing overall that things are going well in these. And the last point I would want to make on this is, I'm sitting on a chair right now with 4 legs. If you took away one of these legs, I think I could still stabilize myself on the chair, but it would be certainly less stable and less supported. If you take away a second leg from this chair, I'm probably going to topple and fall out of this screen. That's true by our health as well. If you're missing a leg when it comes to your health, one of those things is really off, but the other ones are mostly in place, you can kind of find your way. But if you start to miss 2 or 3 or 4, well, forget it, right? So just start with an overall analysis. How are you doing in these areas? And be honest. And from there, of course, tweaks can be made, changes can be made, and we can discuss those later on. And yet, with all the changes that we make in our lifestyle, certain conditions just require medical treatment, and using the right herbal combinations from a qualified doctor or practitioner of Chinese medicine can help immensely with PCOS or hormonal imbalances that are leading to infertility. So I'll bring an example of a patient of mine, Hannah. She's currently now over halfway through her term. She's 20-something weeks, I think about 22 weeks. And Hannah, when she first came in, was classic. Cysts on the ovaries. She was missing periods all the time, and she was, in fact, probably only having 2 or 3 periods in a year consistently. and she had been trying to conceive for over 2 years, which is way beyond the mark. We worked with her, and first we used the step 1. We used the herbs to really clear the area, improve blood flow, break down cysts, and start to really create that environment that's gonna be helpful for conception. We did all of that, and then we switched her over to the herbs that really balance hormones and strongly stimulate ovulation, and I will tell you, she never had another period again once we did that. She conceived, and as I say, she's about 22 weeks through her pregnancy right now. So Hannah's journey really exemplifies how Chinese medicine can be helpful and how it can support a woman through this difficult process successfully. If you're dealing with infertility and it's related to hormonal imbalances, which it so often is, like PCOS, you're not alone. We have many patients thriving, doing well, and moving towards their goal of building their families. So now that you know that Chinese herbal medicine is an effective model and treatment for PCOS or hormonal imbalances that are relating to infertility, you're going to want to know why Chinese herbal medicine is twice as effective as standard hormonal therapy for infertility. Click the video on the screen and I'll show you now.